Damien Leone's Terrifier movies started with a small indie film called Terrifier, though I suppose you could argue it started with All Hallows Eve, which was Art the Clown's first ever appearance. Terrifier was produced on a $35,000 budget and managed to gross $350,000. That's 10 times its own budget, and Terrifier 2 was made on a $250,000 budget and managed to gross $15 million, which is 60 times its budget. So when Terrifier 3 was greenlit, they were given a $2 million budget and broke the record for the highest grossing unrated film with a $18.3 million profit. Which makes this all the more impressive to me was that since it had no major studio backing it, its entire budget was accumulated by small indie studios, independent investors, and Damien Leone himself. As for my personal review on Terrifier 3, I think it's a perfectly bloody Christmas horror movie for all of us holiday horror fans. Terrifier 3 will go down in history in the same sentence as the original Black Christmas. Now, with that said, it is a very brutal, gory, and violent movie. So if none of those things are for you or don't like the last two Terrifier films, then this one won't change your mind. Terrifier 3 feels like a love letter to not only the fans of the last two movies, but to the horror genre in its entirety. You can especially see this when it comes to our favorite killer clown, Art. He has all the humor and wit of slasher icons like Chucky and Freddy Krueger, but walks slow and doesn't talk like other slasher icons such as Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers. Art is the walking embodiment of all of our favorite slasher icons and is able to up the ante with his extreme violence in his kills, the lore and genuine scares, particularly in Terrifier 2 and 3. David Howard Thornton gives a transformative performance as the Miles County clown, Art the Clown. David completely disappears into the character, partially thanks to the makeup and prosthetics, but mostly due to his incredible performance as the killer clown. Just watch any interview with David Howard Thornton and you'd never know it's the same man who plays Art the Clown in the Terrifier films. Not to mention that he was an elementary school teacher. Like, what? The final girl in Terrifier 2 and 3 is Sienna Shaw. She is without a doubt one of the best final girls we've gotten since Sidney Prescott from the Scream franchise, in my opinion. Laura Rivera gives an incredible performance as not only the protagonist, but also as the survivor of the events in Terrifier 2, but also as Art's opposite and only threat. In Terrifier 3, she gives a very convincing performance of a young woman dealing with extreme trauma and PTSD, and I'm excited to see what Damien Leone and Lauren Rivera do with the character moving forward. What makes this trilogy a truly cinematic achievement is starting with a straight-to-video and streaming $35,000 movie to a $2 million unrated theatrically released horror film. That broke records, including highest grossing unrated film ever, and having done it without the help of any major studios. Because of what Damien Leone has been able to accomplish with this trilogy, he's managed to create a new horror icon that is instantly recognizable, as well as a memorable final girl in Sienna. So if you're a fan of gratuitous blood, gore, and violence, then the entire Terrifier trilogy is the right horror movie for you. However, in my opinion, the original Terrifier isn't nearly as good as Terrifier 2 and 3, but I do have some respect for the original Terrifier, to some degree All Hallows Eve, due to the fact that they are the films that gave us this truly iconic character of Art the Clown. I am truly excited to see what Damien Leone, David Howard Thornton, and Lauren Rivera give us in Terrifier 4, which has been greenlit, by the way, which honestly is no surprise considering just how successful Terrifier 3 was. These are the kind of horror films and, well, films in general I love to see. Small little independent filmmakers make a extremely successful film that is beloved by audiences and praised by critics. Filmmakers and films that manage to break the mold and break their way into the public eye and manage to make a big splash. Another good example of a movie that's done this before is the original The Blair Witch Project, which only shot on a budget of $35,000 to $60,000, somewhere in that range, and it managed to convince people that everything happening on screen was real. It was actually able to make people believe that what they were watching was a snuff film. So, in summary, what makes the Terrifier trilogy a cinematic achievement was the fact that they were able to start this incredible franchise with a small indie film that had a budget of $35,000 and managed to turn it into an incredibly successful franchise, with their third film grossing $18.3 million. It managed to create one of the biggest and most iconic slasher killers of the last 2 decades. It's also impressive that this film was completely funded independently and went on to become the highest grossing unrated film of all time. This movie broke records and made history, so it is a cinematic achievement. Hey guys, thank you guys all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, please do be sure to hit that like button for me. I would really appreciate it. If you guys are new to my channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, and be sure to let me know what you guys think of the Terrifier trilogy down in the comment section below. I would love to know your guys' thoughts. And with all that said, I would also like to give a big thank you to my editor, Weiss. He edits all these videos, so thank you so much, Weiss. I love you, man. And with all that said, guys, this is McKee and Mole signing out. I'll see you guys in the next one.